Today, we're going to journey in a different direction, a direction that hits much closer to home, literally. We're going to imagine a world without something we often take for granted, something that underpins our modern existence: electricity. Electricity is the backbone of modern civilization. It powers our homes, runs our industries, connects us globally, and even supports life itself. But what if one day electricity ceased to exist entirely? No power grids, no batteries, no way to harness or generate it again. What would life look like? What would society become? Let's embark on a journey into this dark, electricity-free future. Let's explore the cascade of consequences, the challenges, and perhaps even the unexpected opportunities that might arise in a world forced to rediscover life without the silent partner that has shaped our world.
Imagine this. You're at home, maybe reading a book or watching your favorite show, when suddenly the lights go out. Not just your lights, but all the lights everywhere. This isn't a local blackout, this is something far more profound. Within seconds, the world is thrown into chaos. Planes cruising at 30,000 feet suddenly become giant gliders with nowhere to land. Cities, once beacons of light, plunge into an eerie darkness. Elevators grind to a halt, trapping people between floors. Hospitals, relying on life-saving machines, are thrust into disarray. The internet, our lifeline to communication and information, goes dark. Cell phones become useless bricks in our hands. The constant flow of data, the very lifeblood of the modern world, ceases. We are instantly severed from the global network that has come to define our reality. But the immediate effects are just the tip of the iceberg. In those first few minutes, a chilling realization begins to dawn on people. This isn't a temporary outage. This is something entirely different. The age of electricity, the era that has defined our lives and shaped our civilization, is over. The world as we know it has ended, and the survivors are left to pick up the pieces and face an uncertain and very dark future. As the sun sets on that first day, the world is a tapestry of flickering candlelight and fear. The initial shock has given way to a growing sense of dread as the true scale of the disaster becomes horrifyingly clear. With each passing hour, the intricate systems that underpin our modern lives begin to unravel, like threads pulled loose from a complex tapestry. Communication networks, once buzzing with information, are eerily silent. Families and loved ones are left wondering about each other's fate, unable to reach out across the abyss of silence. Rumors and misinformation spread like wildfire, fueled by fear and uncertainty. Power plants, those behemoths of energy production, stand idle, their turbines stilled. Without electricity to ignite their boilers, to power their control systems, they are nothing more than silent monuments to a bygone era. One of the most immediate and pressing concerns is water. Without electricity, water pumps grind to a halt. Cities reliant on complex water treatment and distribution systems face the terrifying prospect of running dry. The future, once bright with promise and innovation, now stretches before us, uncertain and shrouded in darkness.
A week without electricity, 7 days since the lights went out. The initial shock has worn off, replaced by a grim determination to survive. Food, once readily available, is now a precious commodity. Grocery store shelves remain bare. Healthcare systems are on the verge of collapse. Hospitals are overwhelmed with the sick and injured. Hopes for quick power restoration are met with disappointment. The electrical grid proves impossible to restart. Those who can, flee the cities, seeking refuge in the countryside. The world is a patchwork of desperation and resilience. Chapter 4. The first month, civilization fractures. 1 month. 30 days since the world changed forever. 30 days of struggle, adaptation, and loss. The initial chaos has subsided, replaced by a chilling new order. Structures of civilization have crumbled, leaving a fragmented world. Mass migration from urban centers continues. Cities now stand as decaying monuments to a bygone era. Nature reclaims the concrete jungle. The air is now eerily silent, punctuated by the wind. Social order has broken down at an alarming rate. Governments have collapsed, unable to enforce laws or provide services. Police forces are powerless to stop the looting and violence. The global economy has ceased to exist. Currencies are worthless. Survival skills and resources are now more valuable than money. The question is, will it be enough?
Chapter 5. Long-term effects. Years without electricity. Years have passed since the lights went out. The world of instant communication and technological marvels is a distant memory. Resilience and adaptation define this new era. Vast stores of human knowledge have been lost. Libraries are now vulnerable to time and neglect. Agriculture has reverted to primitive methods. Nature has begun to reclaim urban landscapes.
The disappearance of electricity, while catastrophic for human civilization, has had a profound and paradoxical effect on the environment. On the one hand, the cessation of industrial activity, transportation emissions, and the countless other ways we pollute the planet has led to a dramatic improvement in air and water quality. The skies, once choked with smog, are now clear, revealing the brilliance of the stars at night. Rivers, once polluted by industrial waste, run clear and teeming with life. The planet, it seems, is breathing a sigh of relief. Greenhouse gas emissions have plummeted, slowing the pace of climate change. The ozone layer, once threatened by human-made chemicals, is beginning to repair itself. Nature, resilient and ever-adapting, is slowly healing the wounds inflicted by human activity. However, the environmental impact of a world without electricity is not without its complexities and challenges. The sudden shutdown of nuclear power plants while eliminating a source of carbon-free energy has created a new set of problems.
In the crucible of a world without electricity, human adaptability, our defining characteristic, has been tested like never before. Stripped of the technological crutches that have come to define our existence, we have been forced to rediscover the resilience, ingenuity, and collaborative spirit that have enabled our species to thrive for millennia. Across the globe, a patchwork of localized communities has emerged, each adapting to the unique challenges of their environment. These communities, no longer bound by the artificial constructs of nations or ideologies, are united by a common goal: survival. Cooperation, once a virtue often overshadowed by competition, has become essential. The loss of electricity has sparked a renaissance of traditional skills and knowledge. Blacksmiths, once relegated to the fringes of society, are now revered for their ability to craft tools and weapons. Farmers, drawing upon generations of accumulated wisdom, have become the lifeblood of their communities. Midwives and herbalists, their skills honed through necessity, have taken on the mantle of healthcare providers. Perhaps the most remarkable adaptation has been the reinvention of technologies that were once taken for granted. Decades have passed since the world was plunged into darkness. The generation that once knew the hum of electricity, the instant connectivity of the internet, the convenience of a world powered by a flick of a switch, has faded into memory. In their place stands a new generation, born into a world shaped by resilience, resourcefulness, and a profound respect for the natural world. The planet, no longer burdened by the relentless demands of industrialization and overconsumption, has found a new equilibrium. Forests have regrown, reclaiming land once lost to agriculture and urban sprawl. The air is clean, the water is pure, and the stars blaze brilliantly in the night sky, no longer obscured by the glow of city lights. Humanity too has been transformed. The global population, decimated by the initial chaos and the hardships of the early years, has stabilized at a fraction of its former size. Cities, once teeming with millions, are now ruins, slowly being reclaimed by nature. In their place, a network of small, self-sufficient communities thrives, scattered across the globe like seeds sown by the wind.
The disappearance of electricity would thrust humanity into a dark and chaotic era. It would force us to confront our reliance on technology and reimagine what it means to live. We've seen the potential for chaos, the collapse of systems we take for granted, and the very real threat to human life. But we've also seen the resilience of the human spirit, our capacity for adaptation, and the possibility of a world that exists in greater harmony with nature. Could we adapt, or would we succumb to our own dependence on the spark that powers our world? The answer, like the universe itself, is filled with possibilities. Perhaps this thought experiment, this journey into a dark future, can serve as a reminder of the fragility of our technological civilization. It's a reminder to appreciate the wonders of electricity, the way it connects us, empowers us, and yes, even poses risks we must understand. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know how you'd prepare for a world without electricity. How would you adapt? What knowledge and skills would you preserve? Let's keep this conversation going, because sometimes it's in imagining the impossible that we gain a deeper appreciation for the possible.